there, it's me Ari. Have you ever wished you could just automate company research without actually spending manual time and human effort? Searching around Google, scraping into websites, finding key information, extracting that and then uploading that completely manually and doing these tedious, low grounding, low hanging fruit tasks? Well, in that case, you're in luck, because in today's video, I'm gonna show you how I've built an AI powered workflow, an agentic workflow that essentially can perform web scrape, find missing URLs such as LinkedIn profiles, websites, key extraction around details such as if they have pricing plans, what tech stack they use, if they command into the B2B or B2C market, etc, etc. Completely done for us through agentic steps, as I'm gonna illustrate. So essentially, with just a click, this workflow fetches company names from a centralized Google Sheet, which is the input. It will use AI and its underlying tools to perform search queries for us on autopilot at scale, and then output every single step and query that it has performed for us in practice directly into the same Google Sheet spreadsheet, so that you have all these enriched company details and you're much more prepared to actually reach out to these people in a personalized, humanitarian manner at scale. If that sounds cool, well, let's hop right into this. And before we do, I just want to say my name's Ari. I've been implementing agentic workflows and custom tailored acquisition systems for B2B clients over the past 2 years, serving clients everywhere from Scandinavia to the UK to the US. And this has been a tedious process where I initially started utilizing 5 to 6 different softwares and just hopping from one left to right and being completely overwhelmed. Now through these agentic workflows, we don't only implement these in client acquisition methodologies, but also into marketing and other infrastructures within to effectivize and streamline companies. Now, if you have a custom tailored solution that's tickling in the back of your mind, or if you would like to actually understand and identify bottlenecks within your organization, feel free to schedule a time right underneath. I would love to showcase my guidance and my consultation. Other than that, let's hop right into this. Okay, so the first step that we perform here, we actually have two nodes. One is a scheduled trigger that actually triggers upon a specific time frame, such as in this case, as you see with this yellow sticky notes, I've highlighted that it will perform the scrape and the enrichment within 2 hours back to back. More precisely, after 2 hours, it will do this continuously. If we hop into this scheduled trigger node, as you see, intervals between 2 hours. Either that, or we can just kind of hard code this and do it manually through a test workflow iteration here. As you see, I've tested this system and I'm going to showcase the outputs that have been created and generated by our AI workflow. Now, the first node here of substantial consequence is actually a Google Sheet node, more precisely a get rows one, as you see here. So essentially, we just get these rows from our Google Sheets within, because we have all these input numbers. As you see, we have the company name, we have the domain, the LinkedIn URLs. All of these are empty. These are going to get enhanced by this workflow. Now we only have the company name, as you see, and I've implemented, I think, 6 to 8. I cannot completely remember, but we are going to see that at the latter stages of this video, how many companies there are within my sheet. Essentially, this is just an example sheet that I've created to demonstrate this. I've taken a lot of SaaS companies, even n8n, to just showcase how this actually works. We're gonna find out if they have a public API. If they target B2B or B2C, we're gonna find their URLs within LinkedIn and their website, extract key details, and also check over some key tools that they utilize, some tech stack per se, if they utilize maybe a CRM of choice, and we can use this information. Ultimately, when everything's enriched, we're gonna get a done status as well. And yeah, this is where the scenario starts here, nothing else than that. Enrichment status is the column that we are looking at. Now, moving on to the next node in this workflow, this is an edit fields set node. I've called this as input, because here we essentially demonstrate and specify exactly the input that we are looking to highlight in this automation. As you see, I've only entered the row number. The row number will naturally be for each specific lead. So for lead number 1, it will be row number 2. Consequently, because the header columns will be in row number 1, column number 3 will be for row number 2, exactly as I'm saying lead number 2. Lead number 3 will be in row number 4, as per se. I hope I didn't mix up my column explanation there, but you understand. And yeah, this is the company input. This is a dynamic JSON string. Essentially, all that we do is that we drag and drop it in here, not more complicated than that. Then we have this dynamic variable. This will pull out every single company in the sequencer in the Google Sheet. Other than that, now we have specified the exact column that we are looking to extract and enrich. Now we want to ensure that every single row is processed one by one, and we do this through a loop over items node. Essentially, as you understand, it will loop over items. We can connect one node from the front also into the back, as you see here, because if not all information has been added as we are looking to, maybe it takes more time for these to scrape in the right manner, then it loops back into this node. But more precisely, is just to parse and filtrate data one single row at a time. And that's really important because we are now going to send this into an AI agent step. And what's so crazy about these AI agent steps is that these are essentially autonomous digital assistants working for us. These are not just like workflow sets and automations. These are actually custom tailored to perform tasks and tedious groundwork for us at scale. Now, the hierarchy and the anatomy of AI agents consists of actually having a specified knowledge base where they kind of get some inputs from and can understand context. So that's the first step, the knowledge. In this case, the knowledge is given from the prompt within, and also the knowledge that it uses. It's that it will fetch the results from this edit field set here, as I mentioned, and it will take, of course, the information from the Google Sheet. That's the key knowledge in this aspect. The other core pillars of AI agents is, of course, a LLM step, a large language model connection, so that it can perform these tasks at scale for us with its own brain. And the core given magic within AI agents, it's in its underlying tools. Because if we just have an OpenAI chat model and some context to it through a knowledge base, essentially we are kind of working only with GBT. That's what you do within OpenAI yourself. But when we add custom tailored tools, that's when it starts performing actions for us at scale. And as you see, we have a SERP API, a Search Google tool here within. Essentially, this Search Google tool is for the agent to perform Google searches for us on autopilot and actually find these key informations, as I'm saying, if they have a public API, if they work B2B, B2C, find the LinkedIn URL, specify the website URL, etc. This tool, as you see, will go into the website that gets specified from this tool here. So they kind of work in an orchestration with a subsidiary and cohesive hierarchy within, and they will send the information back here when it gets an input and then start the get website content. This is important for us because I'm also looking to find maybe if they have some form of social proof that we can utilize, maybe a case study, something that we can just look and dive deeper into. This is really important for us to actually extract specific information from the website. Now, if I hop into the agent here, it has a prompt here, as you see. So it's a pretty simple prompt. This is the company I want you to research info about. It's the company input, as you see from the previous step here, from the loop over items edit fields node. Going back, as you see, this is the specific input from the previous step, because in automation sequences, essentially one step to another, we got to specify the output from the previous step and then look at that to generate the output from this step. Input from previous one generates output for the next one. As you see, the input that we're looking to gain, the input that we're looking to implement in this specific node step in the AI agent hierarchy, we implement the edit fields loop over items node here. We just copy that into here. This is a dynamic string. As you see, for this specific example, it's the n8n that I've implemented or specified within the Google Sheet. Return me the LinkedIn URL of the company, the domain of the company in this format, market, if they're B2B or B2C, the lowest paid plan, if they have a free plan, whatever, tell me if they have an accessible public API, if the company has an enterprise plan, if they have a free trial, return an array with up to 5 tools that they utilize within their tech stack, such as maybe HubSpot, such as maybe Slack, Salesforce. You get the mimic. So this is the simple prompt in this example, nothing more needed than this, to be honest. And then we utilize this. So here we essentially just specify the model that we will utilize. Just been using GPT-4o. You can utilize Perplexity, Anthropic, DeepSeek, whatever LLM you would like. I prefer GPT in this specific ones because it's more a native integration, and to be honest, I have the most experience with that. Regarding like a text output within per se a personalized cold email campaign, I like Anthropic because they are a bit more humanitarian when it comes to like copywriting, etc. For this example, the OpenAI chat model is more than enough. Like, I really like utilizing this one. Sampling temperature, essentially, if it's closer to 0, it will be more repetitive and sticking within guardrails. If it's closer to 1, it will have the more flexibility and freedom to create new outputs. It will maybe be some crazy results given, so I like to keep it a bit closer to 0. 0.3 works more than fine in this case. Not too much within this step. Here's kind of where the magic happens, because the SERP API has actually run 18 queries, as you see here. 18 specific Google searches regarding n8n as a company in milliseconds. Not maybe milliseconds, but like in 1-2 seconds, you get me. So it has performed this query within the Google search, n8n integration partners to find some information there, LinkedIn profile to find the company LinkedIn profile, enterprise plan details, n8n API again, n8n pricing, n8n domain to find the website. So here it pulls out all the queries for us, to actually find the specific information that we're looking to gather, specifically the URLs. And here we gather the website content. As you see, here is more of a detailed prompt. This is something that I've, to be honest, created through the one model within GPT. So I created the simple prompt, to be honest, to create this code snippet for me, and it has outputted this, to extract a specific URL. This is more dynamic, as you understand. This is for a lem list, so it will be tweaked upon specific companies, but essentially this will run through the website and find key variables for us, and then ultimately we can structure this in a more of a seamless and manified output regarding the output parser tool. So as you see, this is kind of the illustration of how we would like it to be in the right manner within our spreadsheet. So type string, boolean, null, as you see, type array, null. This is not like something really to define, but it's better for us to just have it more structurized and to actually extract in the right inputs from this specific output generation within the AI company agent. All right, so regarding this step, here's another edit field step. This is an AI researcher output data to just structure again the specific data that we would like to implement into the Google Sheet. As you see, we would like it to be in this right manner. This is not triggered in the right way, as you see right now, because it has been filled out already in my Google Sheet. I'm going to demonstrate that in just a second. So it will have the domain, the LinkedIn URL. And all we do, to be honest, is that we fetch in these in this way. This is of course not the right one, but regarding the input from the agent steps, you will have a drop down here from the input from the previous step, of course. And then we just match and mix, as you see, output domain, etc. We can look at this in a table format. This is more how it will be looking like in the spreadsheet. So let's actually see how that looks like. In the end here, we just merge data with this merge node, essentially, because if it loops back from this step here, as you see, and it loops, and you can just send it right into here if it hadn't like completed the full information search. If you go into here, this is nothing like specific, it's just merge by position so that it extracts and orchestrates it in the right manner for us at scale. I should also mention that I haven't tested this out, but instead of the SERP API, which can be a bit cost ineffective at scale, You can also utilize scraping bee. It will be a bit cheaper for you, I presume. To be honest, full transparency, I haven't utilized that myself, but there is a possibility to look at that. I just wanted to mention that. And if you want, of course, this full workflow, the full JSON file, let me know. Just comment down below. I can send it over to you. I don't have a school community as of now. I'm probably gonna create one, a free one, of course, and enter all these builds that I'm gonna be posting left, right, and center for you to access completely free of charge. If you would like me to maybe set up something for you, of course, you can speak to me directly via the link down below. If you want quicker access to me, you can check out my LinkedIn profile, link down below, of course, in the description, and just reach out to me. I can send it directly over to you, active there pretty much anytime. Moreover, let's look at the update, because now we first start the scenario with the input from the Google Sheet. Now we're gonna have the output within the Google Sheet as well, with all these new columns that has been generated for us at scale, fully autonomous. Okay, so as you see, this is an update row now, where we previously had a get rows operation. It's in the same list as you see. I've just mapped each column manually, and it's nothing more difficult than just to matching these exactly how this is done. As you see, just the dynamic JSON strings to match and mix. Apologies, this is a hard-coded enrichment status equals done. So when everything has been aligned and outputted in our Google Sheet, it gets marked as done, and the qualification for the specific lead has been completed for us. All right, and it will kind of fill out in this way. So that's the full build. Let's actually hop into the Google Sheet. As you see, we just start with the input here on these specific companies. We have now enriched and found the domains for such as Lemlist, n8n, Cognism, GetCargo, Clay, HubSpot. We have found LinkedIn URLs where we found them. We can also check if they have a free trial. The cheapest plan has an enterprise plan. The last case study that's mentioned maybe on their website, as you see, case studies, how OpenAI is scaling, go-to-market motion with Clay, market they operate in primarily, some integrations, as you see, HubSpot, Salesforce, Pipedrive, Zapier, Slack, ZoomInfo, Amplitude, whatever. These are some internal tech stack variations that they utilize. It may be important for us given the fact that maybe we are trying to sell them some custom tailored automations, and we see that, hey, you're utilizing HubSpot as your CRM, actually our 4-step agentic framework that helps companies like yours, actually is a perfect integration into HubSpot CRM. You know, I'm just talking out loud, but this is kind of how we can utilize that. We can just use it as business analysis internally if we don't want to like directly highlight that. It can also be a leverage point for us, maybe within a sales call, to say that, okay, we have seen that you utilize this tech stack, etc., etc. And when this is performed, of course, the enrichment status gets triggered as done. That means that the process has been iterated for us. It has been amplified and actually enriched all these columns for us autonomously. And that's kind of the workflow in this example. Now, of course, this is just one AI web researcher for sales. You could have some lead personalization, such as including maybe determine variables, LLM step, to specify kind of how long they've been in business, maybe to check out their funding, to find some personal information to highlight in a personalized unique opener. And yeah, we can have a lot of different scrapers as well regarding finding leads. We can determine variables, as I mentioned. We can summarize company information. We can normalize company name. These are all LM steps, and we can combine them also into agentic steps to find more information without actually just following a simple workflow. I have a lot of videos around this coming up shortly, so stay tuned. If you have any ideas or advice for me to post content around, all ears. I would love to just demonstrate and give all value that I can, because I've been doing this for over 2 years now, and I've tested so many different AI automation offers, from chatbots to custom tailored automations to agentic workflows to outbound acquisition systems to white labeling SaaS to having an AI SaaS, mini SaaS myself as well, to custom GPT prompting, etc., etc. And it's really important to actually understand like what moves the needle, what tickles the pixel, you could say. So I'm also gonna post a lot of like AI agency advice. If you have any recommendations there, stay tuned. Other than that, if you found this valuable, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel. As I say, a lot of videos are coming up. I've been stuck in the agent SOP delivery systemization the last 2 months, to be honest, just trying to scale my team. Fortunately, I have now 4 team members, 4, not 14, as of now, 4, with myself 5, and yeah, we have services and clients within US, UK, Scandinavia, also a client in Japan and in Australia, I should say, but he lives in Japan. Other than that, guys, I hope you found this valuable. I'm just gonna stop rambling. I look forward to hearing your thoughts about this, and if you would like to download this specific JSON file, let me know. I'll send it over to you. Maybe I'll create a free school, as I don't have one now, and I'm gonna share that, maybe a circle community, whatever. Other than that, I appreciate you sticking by me until this point. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again.